Hello everyone, as you have seen the title of this video, I will, I will be talking about the Goth history. So, um, first of all, I want to apologize for the quality camera and also for my makeup because I mess up so much. Especially my hair, it looks really bad, I know, I'm sorry. And I also want to apologize because of my English. Because English is not my first language, so I'm sorry if I said like something incorrect or whatever. And also, I'm going to be looking like there because I have the script in there and I'm going to be reading, so I'm sorry for that. But anyway, I hope you enjoy this video anyway. Before going into the subculture, first I'm going to explain the history of the word goth because before it named the subculture, since the other meanings are related to this. So originally the Goths were a Nordic Germanic people who fought against Rome in the late 300s and early 400s. Because of their several battles and cruelty, they were seen as the representation of barbarism and destruction. Then the term Goth began to be used on the late 12th to 16th century for the new architecture style and the Gothic architecture, of course, which appeared in Europe, but especially in the north way of Europe. Giorgio Vasari, an Italian architect, used this word as a synonym of barbaric. Another meaning that you have might thought of is the Gothic literature that emerged in the late 70s but became popular in the 80s. The word Goth or Gothic was first used in 1764 in the novel The Castle of Otranto by Horace Walpole. But the first book to be considered goth was Frankenstein by Mary Shelley, published in 1818. As you probably know, this era, the 19th century, was kinda chaotic in many ways. For example, in politics, socially, economically, etc. So this is a thing that was involved on the creation of the Gothic literature. Um, Describe it as a style that is romantic, obscure, with topics such as death, horror, fear, and some key elements that are also in the Goth subculture. For example, individuality, existentialism, etc. The person who is considered the father of this literature is Edgar Allan Poe. Thank you so much. Father of all us. This is actually a book of him. So now we're talking about the goth subculture on fashion. So the gothic subculture appears as a result of punk at the end of the 1970s and 1980s in England, characterized by its physical appearance, inspired mainly by punk fashion, the 80s, the time when it got more popular, and also the Victorian era, using mainly black clothes with lots of accessories, heavy makeup, and so crazy hair, which is basically 80s hair. Most of the clothes were DIY, which if you don't know what that means, it means do it yourself. And that's something that the subculture really embraces to do. Or also clothes from the grandmas or moms or maybe thrift clothes. Of course, this is all things that goths usually did, but not always or not all of them. So this first style of goths are usually called 80s goth, 80s strat goth, or traditional goth. This style has evolved over time to what we know today, even with more goth or gothic substyles, such as romantic goth, which is more inspired by the literature and usually uses also the color red, Victorian Goth, which, as you can guess, it's more inspired by the Victorian era, or Cyber Goth, which is goth but with some like cyber of or futuristic elements. Um, and there are also some other styles that claim to be goth but are actually not. For example, clean goth or gothic Lolita. So these styles, I'm not saying they're not valid or you should not wear it or anything like that. I'm just saying that they are not goth. Basically because they are not connected to the subculture, not connected with the music. So all I'm saying is that they are not goth. The music part is the most important one because this subculture is usually a music-based subculture, which means that to be goth you just gotta listen to the music. So, in other words, you can literally look like this, but you can still be a goth if you listen to the music. So the physical appearance of black clothes, heavy makeup, etc. is not required. This music comes from post-punk, which compared to punk, this style is more calm, with a more obscure environment and lyrics usually talking about dark themes, making this music being described as majestic, mysterious, romantic, terrifying, melancholic, etc. And also usually describe it as depressing or other negative words that but these words are usually used by non-goths, so it doesn't have to be always like that. A place that is very significant to the Goths for its history is the Batcave, a nightclub in London from 1982 to 1985. It is a very relevant place because it is the cradle of Gothic music, and although it closed very soon, it just lasted 3 years, it was extremely relevant. This is where the Gothics were born. The people who normally visited the Batcave were people with very similar tastes, such as their taste for post-punk or also new wave, Gothic literature, Gothic movies, their taste for dark themes, etc. The first and most influential bands of this genre was, to name a few, Six in the Banshees, The Cure, Joy Division, Bauhaus, etc. And the first album that was classified as Gothic was published by Bauhaus in 1979 with the song Bela Lugosi's Bela Lugosi's Dead, which is playing right now, and it is a very famous song which has inspired many artists. Now I'm going to clarify some things that are related to goth and people think it's true, but they are actually not. For example, baby bats. Baby bats is just a term used to describe people that are new into goth. So there are many people in TikTok usually that will these baby bats saying that they are posers, and this doesn't have to be like that. I mean, they can be posers, but not all of them. Baby bats are just people that are going into this subculture, and it's nothing to be embarrassed for or nothing like bad. Another topic is the religion, economic status, etc. You don't need so much money to be goth, and goth is also for everyone. I mean, it doesn't matter your ethnicity, how you look like, where you come from, your gender, it doesn't matter, you can still be a goth. Other thing that is usually misunderstood is painting your face white. So this is not whiteface, and you can do it even if you're not white, because originally the thing to put your face white was to look like you're dead. So it's okay if you do it, even if you're like Asian or whatever, literally whatever, you can still do it, or you cannot do it, because to be goth you don't have to have white face. If you're doing the fashion, you can do it with your natural color face, and it will still be okay. Another classification is another thing that is usually misunderstood is that all goths are satanic, which is untrue. Because in goth doesn't have a religion, so you can be a satanic, of course, but you can also be Christian or whatever, because as I said, God doesn't have a religion. So that was all for today. Thank you so much for watching. I'm sorry for my English, sorry for my camera quality. I'm sorry because I look so shy. And also, I hope this was helpful for you to know a little bit more about Goth, and subscribe and all that thing, and give it a like, and thank you so much. So bye bye.